Hi there everybody, Boyd here with you again. Well, I just completed another little project here in the shop. This one's been on the back burner for quite a while and I only had to put a few more hours into this and get it finished up, so I decided to wrap it up here and show you how it turned out. This is the classic War of the Worlds Martian War Machine kit by Pegasus Models from the original film War of the Worlds in 1953, one of the really cool classic sci-fi films of all time. I built this same kit a couple of years ago for my friend Ralph at Tenacontrols, so that when he went out on the road for the model shows that he goes to, he would have a working model to demonstrate his lighting kit that he has available through Tenacontrols. And so I've had this kit and I've had this base for quite a while, and I finally got around to finishing it up. Now what I was able to do here is I was able to incorporate some new technology that's just come out from Tenacontrols, and I'm really happy with it. I'm going to show you how it all works here. What we have now, as you notice, I don't have any switches on the base anymore, which makes a really nice, clean looking display. No buttons anywhere. We have this really nice little miniature remote control system available from Tenacontrols. You can think of it as sort of a wireless Bluetooth setup. There's no need to mount any kind of an electronic eye anywhere. It's not line of sight. It's sort of a radio frequency, so you can operate this from a different room through walls and everything else. I really haven't found the limit of its range inside my house. It works from really, really far away from any direction, so it's really cool. It's a nice small little remote. You got four different switches on here. You got this kind of cover that slides up and down to hide the buttons if you want to. It does have a little extending antenna on it, but I've never had a need to extend that. But you can see we've got these buttons on here. I'm going to hit the C button first, which powers the model on. You can see that in its first mode there, it just sort of does a a glowing effect with all the lighting going on. There's actually three lights in green on the bottom of this as well that are glowing down onto the top of our display base here. This is a really nice display base that I got from this from Dave at Wolf Base and Jerry at HDA Model Works, who did the really nice graphics on the top that you can see of the original lobby poster from War of the Worlds, showing the Martian ships attacking downtown San Francisco, I think it is. So it's really cool. It's a nice metal base with a sort of a porcelain high gloss finish on the top of it is what it looks like. It's fantastic. It'll last you a lifetime. If you guys haven't seen one of those before, it's a beautiful piece and makes for a really nice display. But like I said, with this remote system now, we don't have any buttons on this at all. All we have is a 9-volt jack connected to a 9-volt power supply, a wall wart coming in the back, and that's it. So I think it makes a really nice clean look like that. We got it mounted on a nice little brass rod here, and this is the basic model. I've got the Tenacontrols lighting system installed in this. We're going to demonstrate how everything works for you. As I said, the first button, C there, powers it on. The next button, A, the first time we push this, will activate the sort of the hovering sound that the ship made in the film, and with the pulsating look. So let's hit that. And you can see that we have a sound effect that goes along with that. You can hear that nice and clear. And that will stay that way, playing that way as long as you want it to. Hitting the button again will activate the death ray that we saw in the film coming out of this sort of cobra head here at the top. And we'll do that now. Hit the A button again. Now you can see that we get a multicolor changing effect here at the eye too. We have a red, and then when it actually fires it turns white and red just like it did in the film, which is nice. And again, that will keep firing that way as long as you want it to. Hit the A button again, and everything stops, and it goes right back to the way it was in the sort of display mode. Now we have another special effect here, which is the B button, which will activate the... in the film, it also had weapons that fired off of these wingtips here, sort of like disintegrating lasers. Whenever they hit something, it would just totally disintegrate. So let's play that for you. And it just plays in a constant loop, and it'll keep going as long as you want it to. Okay, so we have that feature. Now, if you want to really let loose with everything, you just hit both of these buttons at the same time, the B and the A, and you'll get these weapons here at the wings and the death ray firing. So let's do that. Okay, and then another push of the two buttons and everything stops and it goes back. You can power the model off if you want to with the C button here again, or back on. So it's a really nice little setup. It's very, very simple to install and wire. You have the basic lighting kit that goes in there, which is very easy to understand, and then tying in this to the remote system was very simple. I only had to connect a couple of wires, maybe 4 or 5 wires, and that was it, with the really clear schematics that come from Tenacontrols. So it's a very nice little setup, especially if you're a fan of the War of the Worlds. And this remote system will work with several other systems if you want to have your model remote controlled. If you've got a lighting kit in there, it doesn't really matter. You're just turning the power on and off. You can talk to Ralph there at Tenacontrols about the different applications that this will work with. But it's a really, really neat display and a nice little system. And again, I think it looks nice and clean without all these buttons and everything all over it. I'm going to wrap things up here by we're going to show you a really quick look at the model in some low light to see the lighting effects on it, and then we'll call this one a wrap. Thanks for checking it out, guys, and support Tenacontrols whenever you can. Ralph's a good friend of mine there, and he puts out some really good high-quality stuff if you're into lighting and sound effects with your models. So we hope you'll check them out. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you later, and we'll close this out with a nice low lighting look of this model on display.